Everybody, welcome back to MXP San Francisco, brought to you by Laughing Dragon. I'm Tannen Grace. That's Noah Walker. We're going to be covering one more round of Modern here, and then we're going to have some new casters coming in. Nile River and Jerry Thompson are going to be covering the next 4 rounds of Modern in this 20K. Don't forget this broadcast is sponsored by Heavy Play. Make sure you check out heavyplay.com for their stuff. Noah, this round coming up, we've seen some cool decks. This
Oh
might be
yeah.
the coolest one we've had so far today. As you see on the left, Robert Sanchez is playing Azorius Flash, and I had to look up this deck list, and is it sweet? It's
Oh,
got,
it's Azorius suite.
yeah, it's Azorius Suite. There we go. Sorry. I knew as soon as I said it, I was like, I kind of just said, is it? But going up against Golgari Yawgmoth, the deck we've all seen and known and loved forever, but this is an Azorius deck that's got Leyline of the Guild Pack, so it's got the Sign of Draco aspect to it, but it's also just got Solitude, Spell Queller, Errant, and Gaiata? I have no idea how to pronounce it. Tajana's Tidebinder and Subtlety, along with like Fire and Ice, Force of Negation, and the Wandering Emperor. I mean, this deck's going to be passing a lot. It's going to be playing a lot at instant speed.
It's basically an Errant and Giada fucking like tribal deck, no?
Mm-hmm.
Just like tons and tons of flash cards. Get like an Errant Giada on 3 and just play your whole game like that.
Yeah, I think if this deck gets Errant Giada into play, it's just in a much better spot. But the fact that you have Spell Queller, Solitude, Tidebinder, and Subtlety, along with Leyline Binding and Force of Negation, this plays a really, really good draw, go, interact, instant speed type deck. It can really throw decks into fits because you never know what to play around. We have a turn 1 Yawgmoth from Golgari, off one of the better turn 1 plays in this deck, and it looks like this Pimplehaven's going to make sure it gets in 2 damage here. Yawgmoth coming through like it normally does in Modern, and hey, if 1's good, 2 is better.
Oh, that is very true.
Yeah, Yawgmoth just kind of taking it slow. If your opponent's passing and not doing anything, I'm perfectly content just attacking with a bunch of 1/1s that wouldn't have a Pimplehaven in play.
I mean, the beats are coming in. It might be Errant Giada time.
Looks like Robert, even if he has something like that, it's not going to put it in harm's way. He's going to go ahead and just take that too. No pump here from Quentin because it looks like we're going to get one of those powerful planeswalkers out of the Golgari deck. And I think this might get met with something like a Spell Queller with the speed at which Robert is reacting here. Maybe something like Force of Negation as well, but we'll see what happens to this Grist here.
Yeah, almost certainly something like that, a Queller or some other interaction. I mean, that would be a really good reason not to deploy the Errant and Giada, is having something like a Spell Queller here, which is what this is going to look like.
I think that's this. I think that's Spell Queller. Yeah, it seems like it's Spell Queller. I have never seen that art before in my life.
It's super sweet, though. It's super sweet.
It looks great. Don't get me wrong. Never seen that card before in my life.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah. It's the way that would get played out. I was pretty sure that one.
Yeah,
was, so.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe it's like a secret layer or something. It's hard to keep up on all of these sometimes. But yeah.
Ooh, main face
Core
core
for 2 here.
3, right?
Oh, I'm sorry, core for 3. Yeah.
Wow, this is huge. I don't think there's anything Robert can do to it.
Yeah, it looks like this is going to go ahead and just resolve. Looks like another Grist getting pulled up here, and which means if he wants, he's got the option of maybe taking care of the Spell Queller here. Looks like. Let's see if that's one of the plays. Though there is a Tidebinder in Robert's hand.
Ooh, that's like the perfect card.
For so
Robert to have here.
Does the wolf still die? Right? Like, isn't it part of the? Is the ability sacrifice? It's not part of the cost.
Ability.
Okay, it's not part of the cost. Okay, right.
Fetch shock last turn 15 to 12. This would be
No, you're right. Yeah, I don't know why I thought it was part of the cost still. Yeah.
Fetch.
Players double checking the life totals here.
Take 2 from Young Wolf. Fetch shock. Fetch.
Yeah. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Well, one of them was a penalty.
Yeah, just double checking the life totals here, making sure they're correct.
So there's Yawgmoth penalty.
It's going to happen a lot in this format where there's fetching every turn, Yawgmoth's attacking you every turn, just tons of little 1 damage here or there.
Yeah, definitely.
Robert taking his time here, deciding if he wants to keep this card on top or bottom. Looks like it's a Fire Ice, which looks like, hey, this is kind of clean to be able to, like, deal 1 damage to these Yawgmoths, or maybe even 2 damage to this Grist, but I'm not sure exactly what he wants, but it is what the card he's going to keep.
The thing about Fire Ice here is, worst case, it replaces itself. Best case, it could, like, maybe even just kill Quentin. Like, our clock is already looking kind of spicy right now.
Yeah, it does look like the spell color is going to go ahead and take care of the Grist.
I don't think he needed to.
Go to face here. You said you don't think he needs to attack it?
No, right? Like, what ways does Quentin have with answering the Tidebinder? Just like another Grist or something, right? Isn't it just like useless to, like, he can't use any of the abilities?
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. I think I see a couple different cards in Quentin's hand. I see 2 subtleties in Robert's hand here, ready to pick off anything that Quentin's gonna play here. I think I saw a She-Holdred.
Color as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there we go. I was gonna say with that new art, yeah. And yeah, if you're Quentin, you gotta wonder what's going on here. And this looks like Yawgmoth's gonna get played here, and it's gonna get met with a subtlety. And this Azorius
is so rough.
Yeah, this Azorius flash deck looks great. I'm loving every second of this, Noah.
Yeah, it really does.
I'm a never play anything tempo player.
Yeah.
Looks like the Flyers are gonna come across here for Robert, but just really giving Quentin problems here. And if you have a second subtlety in your hand after the first one, and they put the card on top that you subtlety that took their entire turn, you've got to be feeling pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, just having a deck with all of these, like, incredibly good tempo cards against, like, a deck with a lot of cards that they want to tap out to play, just has to be a really good feeling. If
it looks like we got a double block here from the Young Wolves. Wolves. Undies the trigger, bringing back his 2/2s. Some damage getting across here. We got Quentin at 10. Robert, our Azorius Flash player, is at 11. Fire Ice in hand, Subtlety in hand.
Yeah, Subtlety, whatever spell you play, fire your face is lethal, so.
Yeah. Spell Queller as well, just tons of answers here. I think he's got Quentin in the lock.
Yeah, luckily Quentin has a Court of Calling, which is something that actually gets around Subtlety and Spell Queller. I'm not sure how relevant it will be right here, but it's definitely something of note.
Yeah, I think Quentin might have just said, hold on, I think he might have said combat or something. Let's see what's happening here. It does look like ice is possibly coming out, so it looks like maybe fire? Maybe killing one of the wolves. It looks like a chord in response here for 4.
Looks like maybe 3.
I'm sorry, again, 3. Sorry about that. So crack of a fetch land here. Robert's going to go down to 10. One strand, make it to the graveyard.
One of this one is in response. Maybe get a little bit of info with a Surveil land.
Does it look like it's happening? Getting Surveil land here. Bloody strands on top. That one's going to go into the graveyard. Court of Calling is going to resolve here. Looks like Endurance is going to come out.
Endurance, ETB.
Going to go ahead and target Robert. Have to shuffle stuff in here, but more importantly, 3/4 reach creature. No.
3/4 reach is nothing to laugh at on this board. Like, it just kind of owns this board, actually.
Yeah. You don't have to Fire Ice anymore to break through.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one, actually, for Robert from this point.
Robert almost ran into the reach there for a second, but caught it just in time.
Ooh, looks like we picked up the Giada card, no? Maybe.
Yeah, I missed that one in Robert's hand. Surveil land here for Quentin. We'll see what happens. Looks like that one's going to go to the graveyard as well. And he is going to go ahead and play one of these 4-drops. Looks like She-Holdred. Another Subtlety sitting in Robert's hand, if I remember right. Let's see if that's what he wants to do. Looks like a Spell Queller is going to go ahead and take care of that one as well.
Yeah,
this allows him to play the Errant Giada as well.
Yeah.
You gotta love this. I've done this before in my time too. When you play a card that's like not super known or whatever, and it's got a weird art, just immediately turn it around for your opponent. Like you're gonna want to read this one.
I think it would have been tight though if Robert played the Errant and Giada first, in case the top card is exactly Spellquiller.
Yeah, just exactly what you want to do. Yeah, I like that too. You're starting to amass quite the flying board that maybe can get around Endurance at some point.
Yeah, pretty soon it's just going to be lethal regardless of this Endurance.
Agatha's Soul Cauldron here off the top. Robert contemplating his options here.
It was exactly Spellcaller on top as well.
Wow,
How
okay.
was that?
Yeah, would have actually gotten just a ton of value out of it here. It looks like Scavenging Ooze is the last card that Clinton's going to play here this turn and pass back over. Robert with a huge flying force here. Like, let's say you block the biggest thing here, which is 3. How much damage is through? Not enough, right? It's only 8. Yeah, he blocks that. I think 2, 4, 6, 8. Not enough. Oh, never mind. We have Ice for the Endurance, and that should probably do it. We only got 1 activation of the Scavenging Ooze, right? So it's technically 11, so attack with all the flyers. And that's going to be enough for game 1 from Azorius Flash. This deck looks really sweet, Noah.
Looking clean. It's looking pretty.
I'm a fan. It's converted me. I'm a fan. Yeah, it's also like the new kid on the block. I think that helps out a lot.
It looks sweet. I mean, it looks super fun. Errant and Giada is a sweet card. Just the power level of these flash cards right now in the format, between all this the evoke stuff, and then just finding like a really good home for cards like Spellcaller. It just seems like a really sweet build.
Yeah. Looks like the Celestial Purgers are coming down the sideboard. I'm taking a look at the sideboard. There's some really cool ones in here. There's Cathar Commando. There's also a Sea Dasher Octopus, a card I didn't think I'd be seeing in Constructed anytime soon. I mean, it didn't even make it into Standard. And here we're playing this in Modern. This deck is really sweet. I'm a big fan. I'm gonna screenshot this one and save this one.
Yeah, I mean, I like the build. It's quite interesting. Wandering Emperor, another really sweet one to energy with the Errant and Giadas. Really interesting. So I don't know if I guess Leyline of the Guild Pack kind of lets you be a Leyline binding Cyano Draco deck, and like that's all that is. And then like the excess ones you can kind of just pitch to Subtlety or Solitude. Actually, I don't mind it. It seems fine.
Yeah. Insane. W behind it gives you a little bit of extra power in the deck, to be able to like finish the game off quicker. Also gives you technically a 2-drop, which this deck is a little light on. It doesn't have a lot of things to do early besides Fire Ice and the Cyano Draco if you can do it on turn 2 and the Dress Downs.
Totally. Just kind of extra stuff to do within that.
Yeah, because this deck does not do a lot on turns 1 or 2.
Yeah, definitely not. Let's see, for Quentin from the sideboard, what do I like here? Pick your poison, obviously a great one. Just 1 mana, answer to any one of the creatures. Probably see the Fatal Pushes as well. Legion's End doesn't do a whole lot. I'm not sure anything else in the sideboard is very playable here. Probably not. Let me think. Endurance is quite good, actually. As we saw in game 1, that's probably one of the best cards. Yeah, everything else looking rather mid at best. those cards though, the pick your poisons, the fatal pushes, they should make this matchup much more manageable. Not having 2 clean answers, you know, for these spell quellers and stuff was kind of tough for Quentin in the first game. So I think that after access to a little bit more powerful interaction, the matchup will be a bit closer.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. The endurance, I think they're going to go a long way, like you said. And then also, you have a better idea of what you're playing against.
Totally.
As well. There's a big deal about, like, yeah, I don't know what's going on here in Game 1. I've never seen these cards before, or this deck before.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to, like, know how to play against a deck that you've never played against before. It's a tough skill to build in Magic, and being able to, like, you know, make assumptions about what you've seen so far, about what's in the rest of their deck when they're playing a deck that isn't really a known quantity. So
Absolutely. Blood Halfling on the play here into a Wall of Roots. This is going to be a lot of mana very fast for Quentin here. Back over, second land into play for Robert here, and like we said, his deck has a little bit of a slow start to it most games. You know, not a lot to do on turns 1 or 2, and Quentin's got one of the fastest starts he can possibly have. So we'll see if Robert will be able to keep up this game. Being on the play, huge in this matchup, I think, for Quentin.
absolutely. I think for like so many reasons, like Robert's deck being a mainly like 3 cost focused deck, being on the play is absolutely huge. Quentin's deck being, you know, having these impactful 1-drops, being a mana hungry deck, having a lot of cards that can get him ahead on mana early, like just huge to be on the play. Like I think it's like absolutely massive here. Halfling one that's going to go a long way in this matchup. Luckily, you know, Spellcaller kind of gets around it, but that's about it.
Yeah, Spellcaller gets around it, Subtlety can get around it, and then I think that's it. Yeah, like you said. So it'll be one of the harder things for Robert to deal with. So it does look like we're going to use the Wall of Root's ability to make a green mana here, tap 2 lands and play the Grist. And we're going to go back over to Robert. Robert, do you have anything here for this? He does have a Subtlety in his hand, it looks like, and a Celestial Purge. So this one's okay. We're going to go up, mill a card here. Oh! You almost never see that happen. Extra value.
Exactly Grist, yeah.
Yeah, just milled exactly Grist. You saw the reaction from both players, both like, oh,
yeah.
Look what I found. But wait, there's more. Looks like Agatha's Soul Cauldron as well. It's going to be no Force Negation, pitching Lorion Revealed here. I believe there's going to be a Celestial Purge cleaning up this Grist here at the end of turn, and then we're going to go into that spot where Robert has 3 mana, and his deck's going to start operating it a lot better. See the stock in a Sacred Foundry here. That one looks so much like the Surveil lands. That one gets me pretty often.
Yeah, that one is it's so tough to look at a card in play and know what it is these days.
Back over to Robert. Does have that 3rd land with Tawara, and of course a pass from the Azorius Flash deck, but now his deck can play practically everything.
Yeah, he definitely got into the stage of the game where Robert's feeling a little more comfortable. He kind of got through these Grists, which are for sure the problem cards. Or I guess through this one Grist, which is about as good as you could ask for.
Yeah. Piddlehaven showing some value yet again. These insects getting in for a little extra damage here. 3 damage across. And a pass from Quentin. I think I saw a Yawgmoth in his hand and a Court of Calling as well. So Robert's going to go ahead, play a land here, develop a little more mana, get that Surveil trigger. It looks like that's going to stay on top. Can't love to see that if you're Quentin. So end of turn. 3 mana Endurance has been cast by Quentin. Does Robert have the answer here, or does he want to let his shields down? That's the hard part here. Anything flash, like this is the other thing. Not only is the 3-4 reach good for Quentin, but like being able to play that instant speed can be impactful this matchup too, right?
Yeah, totally. I mean, It's kind of hard not to answer this endurance if you're Robert. It's not really a card that you can attack through. It's gonna apply a pretty quick clock even. Like it's just not looking too hot to see on the other side of the board. Quentin passing with a cord for 3 up here is also pretty decent. As we saw in game 1, it seems like Robert's deck is like not too good at interacting with specifically like something like that. You know, a 6-cost card at instant speed is going to be kind of tough for his deck.
Yeah, kind of weird that like that's the hold, right? That
Yeah.
that can't deal with like it's like
Yeah,
wait,
exactly.
can't deal with the big expensive instant. Like that would seem like the thing that you could take care of easily. But yeah.
Exactly. It's like a not very typical blue-white flash deck of like being bad against the expensive stuff and like interacting very profitably with like the 4-cost stuff.
No, 100%. Yeah.
Leave it on top.
So what do you think Quentin's gonna get here with this cord? Maybe another grist, maybe just another endurance, honestly.
I think it has to do like what game plans do. I mean, his opponent's at 8 here, so like you
Yeah.
don't really need to like try to combo
Yeah.
or anything like that. You know you could try to just get through with a little bit of damage here. Or just anything that could kill your opponent would kill them quicker.
Totally. I mean, the grist, endurance is lethal, no? If
I
Robert
think
doesn't
so.
have something.
Yeah. Is this containment priest? I think this is containment priest. So just stop whatever he gets from Portico.
Judge!
Oh, grist is the question that Quentin's going to look at. Is my question, or is my assumption. But I think that you can't do it. It's a creature,
Alright, so
right?
I'm looking at containment priest. It says if a non-token creature would enter the battlefield, if it wasn't cast, exile it instead.
So
Yeah, Chris is a
I have
creature.
cast, cord for
Yep.
3,
And it's not
and
open.
my opponent casts Containment Priest.
In response, got
Containment
it.
Priest has resolved. I
Got
have a
it.
question
Okay.
about the card Grist the Hunger Tide. It is a
Aha!
creature in my deck, but it is not a creature on the battlefield.
Indeed. Let me double check this one.
Yeah, I think this gets around containment
Gotcha,
priest, actually.
because once it's on the battlefield, it's not a creature. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah. If you can get anything here, it'll get exiled. But like I think Grist will actually stay in play.
Yeah,
And
it's actually a good question.
What?
He's got 7 damage
in
in
the
play
event
right
that
now.
you chose to find a creature that is not a creature on the battlefield, it would miss the containment priest, basically.
Okay.
So if he chose to find a grist, it would land on the side.
Okay, cool. Cord for 3? Yep. Okay, Grist.
So it does look like the Grist is going to be okay here. So nice way that Quentin's deck can get around this containment priest.
I literally drew that. Yeah.
Grist is a weird card, Noah. Like it always does like some of the strangest things for rulings and something. Like you always forget about like how it works and
It's not a normal magic card. It really.
yeah, it is. It just messes up so many things.
This containment priest is not looking very good here. Can't block anything profitably.
I guess the Delighted Halfling is like the only thing, but now it can't block anything, period. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it definitely can't. Yeah. So it looks like, I think it's supposed to say Subtlety is going to hit the Yawgmoth. I think Delighted Halfling's the only thing that can't really attack here. The 1/1s can definitely attack with Pendlehaven, because Delighted Halfling's a 1/2, right? So you can't
Yeah.
Pendlehaven it.
Yeah, the halfling can't really attack. That's for sure.
If-
I mean, you could sack
the
something.
Wall of Roots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound very good though. The clock is like the same, no?
It doesn't look like that's what's going to happen here, though.
I guess it's just because like of how impactful the containment priest is in the matchup in general. I think Quentin was just kind of like, yeah, I'll get more damage in. Like, I'll probably have to weak spite some energies. Ooh, and then
Yeah.
Dryad Arbor as well.
Yeah, just go ahead and get the damage in.
Yeah, I feel like
So what-
that game like showcased the power of the Yawgmoth deck as far as like being a creature combo deck to its core and like not really needing the combo to win and just like showing the power of like efficient creatures, like being able to play stuff at flash speed.
Yeah. Also, there was an interesting play in that game. I had to go back and check real quick. I'm pretty sure there was the Soul Cauldron that got forced into negation to this game, but I think it got cast off of the lighted halfling. I trying to remember if we used the halfling or not, and like that makes it uncoverable. Both players like were very confident in it going to the grave or getting it exiled. So like maybe I missed something there, but I was like I had to go back and check. That's why I got quiet for a second in the game there. I had to like go check and like make sure I was like this light halfling only say creatures, but I was like no, because it is planeswalkers. Go and check some stuff. So that's something to look out for again here in game 3. Because I think that happened in that game, but the players to keep that correct.
True, that is a really good point. It's tough sometimes to remember everything. So
yeah, there's so much going on, and again, you've never seen this deck before, so like Also, if your opponent does something very confidently, you're like oh yeah, that's just how that works, or something like that.
For sure.
Also, I'm kind of glad we're getting to game 3 here. I wanted to see some more of this Azorius Flash deck. This deck's sweet. And again, I got to bring this up again. The thing you were saying that you think that it's a lot better for the Azorius Flash deck to be on the play.
That's a powerful choice.
Yeah, I just think this is the sort of matchup. Like, there's a lot of matchups in Magic and in Modern, like just all over where being on the play is really important. I think this is one of them. Like maybe even more so than some other decks. Like Robert's deck wants to go first, right? Like he doesn't really start playing most games until turn 3, and then once you hit turn 3, like your deck just kind of goes off. So being able to, deploy your lands first, hopefully have your spell quellers, your Trishana's Tidebinders line up a little bit better against your opponent's deck, I think it's going to be like all of the difference for his Azorius Flash deck.
Good luck.
Yeah, I think it's a really good point. Yeah. So it looks like we're gonna have keep from both the players. We'll take a look. See a Celestial Purge open here from Robert, so it's gotta be one of the cards he's looking for in this matchup, and it does look like it's going to be keep from both the players. So just a land in the pass, and then Quentin's got turn. Is that an ignoble? Yeah, it's an ignoble hierarch. Could be in the play.
A little more sense. I was looking at Quentin's hand and thinking that it might have been a mulligan, but I think that I saw the ignoble hierarch as maybe something else. Okay, now
let's try to play fire here without red mana. I think is what just happened.
Oh no, I think he has. I think he played Triome on turn 1, but I think that he was realizing that he could maybe get more value.
No, I think that's the Soul Tie Triome.
Oh, you might be right.
I don't think that's the
Wait,
red.
does he have a Soul Tie Triome in his deck?
I guess maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he picked it up really quick, but he has a Zagoth Triome in his deck.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think it probably is a Zagoth Triome.
It does look like he's going to have a binding here for the Grist.
Oh wow, Grist binked Grist again?
Yeah, just two for 2 on this for Quentin. Just so good. These 2/1/1s, they went a long way last game. I think they shortened that game by like a full turn.
These ones are probably going to as well. No, it's like just 3 damage every turn with this Pendlehaven at least. And then...
Yeah, let's say it has the Pendlehaven every time to kind of make it 3 damage. So instead of 1, it's like 3 damage now, or it's just awesome.
I don't love a pre-combat creature here. I guess this one is understandable.
Why are you worried about a pre-combat creature?
Well, if you think about the way that Robert's deck is constructed, like a lot of his flash creatures, you don't really want to just play, right? Like they'll have, you maybe want to play them at the end of turn, maybe you want to play them in response to a spell. So if you're Quentin, I think the way that you want to start off most of your turns is just by attacking, and then deploying threats, so that if Robert wants to use one of his flash creatures, he won't have the option to both use the flash creature and then block with it afterwards.
Yep, makes a really good point. You're letting get double duty with this card. Yeah. Another delight to have like just all the 1-drops here for Quentin in this game.
Because, like, for example, if Quentin just attacks, you know, with the 2/1/1s before, I don't think Robert can even use the spellcaller.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Dryad Arbor also added to the board for Quentin here as his land drop for the turn. And now Robert's kind of more where he wants to be, right? Like, he's not really behind on board, and now he gets to have 3 open mana for these turns. And as long as you can avoid something like those, we've seen the Core of Calling be a problem, like you were saying, I think he's in a decent spot here.
Yeah, totally. I mean, this game is tough for me to evaluate ahead. I think that Robert, like, I think that his deck is set up decently well to. Wait, what's this dress down?
I think he's in his instep, he's casting dress down, so it'll be there during Quentin's turn.
I mean, what's the point of this? To shut off some mana, I guess.
Yeah, maybe. Quentin's gonna go ahead and play a Winston Peak, crack this, go down to 19. Go down to 17 now with the Overrun 2 coming into play. I wonder if there's a Grist in Quentin's hand here. That would be pretty huge. Having enough Black Source here. Does look like that's about to be. Yep, there's Grist. For Quentin, what does he want to do with it this turn? So, do all the creatures still not have abilities? So what happens with the Ignoble here?
It doesn't have any abilities because of the dress down.
Yeah.
So it stays in it.
Oh, so it stays in exile?
So I think the Ignoble stays away permanently here.
Yep. Great point there. And I was thinking the exact same thing. For a second, I was thinking, like, does the creature just leave, like, forever? Like, is it never
Yeah, I think
there?
it-
But
Yeah,
it
does it
stays
go away?
unweird.
Yeah, does it go away even before that? Like when Spellcaller no
Yeah,
longer has an ability?
right?
I'm not even sure. I'm not a judge.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I was thinking when he cast it, but I would figure, oh, is this 3 verdict? Follow.
Oh wow.
Holy, that has to be. That's probably a fun up in the sideboard. It
Yeah,
is.
it is.
Oh man, and that is hot here. That is hot, and the Grist can't even take it down because it's Grist on 1.
And you can see the huge frown on Quentin's face, and he looks over. He's like, "Oh boy." This
I mean,
is...
that card is, like, not very beatable.
No. So for everybody at home, this is a 3/4 flyer for 2 white. Activated abilities creatures your opponent's control can't be activated. So this is going to lock out pretty much all of Quentin's deck.
This doesn't have any abilities.
Oh, sorry. Activate.
Yeah,
Just
this is-
activate.
Yeah, like, Invala is one of those ones where you're like, oh yeah, mana abilities can still happen.
Nope. No.
No. Like,
No
Ignoble
one gets
Hierarch,
around everything. Yeah.
the text is gone. Like, or most of it. It's just exalted.
Also, I want to note, he also milled a Pick Your Poison, so he milled one of the answers Quentin did here as well, so that's
So
even
sad.
more rough for him, yeah. Alright, well, here come the Clowns, a whole bunch of more 1/1s and 1/2s. But
And then
Robert
the
don't
Symbols.
love the spot he's in. Also, is there any way for Quentin to block a flyer here? Because Linvala might be able to, like, take away this Grist and take away that avenue of an answer as well.
Yeah, I don't think there is any ways that Quentin can block right now a flyer. And we know that this last card in his hand is Yawgmoth. So.
Yeah, I think Quentin can actually attack here. Like, what happens if you make one of the 1/1s and, like, you use Pendlehaven on it,
Yeah.
and then you attack, it becomes a 4/5, right?
He only has 1 Ignoble,
Oh,
right?
1 Ignoble. Okay, I thought there were 2 for some reason. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that would
Oh,
have
the
been
other
a
one,
good play.
the other one's gone. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay.
That would have been really good.
There's the Celestial Purge still sitting in Robert's hand as well. It's like a catch-all just in case something happens.
Yeah, I mean, especially knowing about this Yawgmoth in hand as well, he could just save it. I mean, he could just enter the Grist so that he has Linvala back to block. I think that's exactly what Robert's considering right here. Like, how important is my life total? Can I just attack this Grist? Do I need this Linvala, like, for pressure?
Yeah, because like if you attack with Linvala here to take care of the Grist, which seems super clean and easy, you get attacked back for a lot of damage.
Totally.
Looks like Fire is going to go ahead and take care of this as well. This will let him keep the Celestial Purge in hand. This is also that's a good answer.
I kept a heavy removal hand.
He's got a couple ways out of this, but he's going to need to find it relatively fast. All right, he can one of 3 repeat land here.
This is the
Play
problem card
Yawgmoth.
now.
So it's a 2/4 for 4, no abilities.
Creativity now that there's a metal image.
Quentin's lining up to see if he can maybe make some attacks. He's like, what happens if I attack all of these? You block one of these, you take 5, you go down to 9. I mean, here's the thing. This is where it really tests you as a Magic player. When you're in this spot, you gotta start trying to figure things out, right? Like, how do I win from here? And that Celestial Purge is gonna get cash in, taking care of the Yawgmoth there. Also, Robert's going to fetch with the Flooded Strand here, going down to 12. Really rough spot for Golgari Yawgmoth player.
Let me take a look at this over. Get my binoculars out. We got one more picker poison. We have some pushes, I guess. It doesn't really have anything to sack to a push right now, so a push isn't even an out right here. So other than that, like his deck just doesn't interact well.
I went to resolve their surveil trigger and
drop
accidentally
wrist.
thumbed 2 cards.
Their
Their deck is
Exactly.
random
There's
outside
much
of the 2 cards they saw. Because they
I
just
think
shuffled.
there's like, what can Court of Calling it? Because he can still convoke.
I saw the one in
Well, but Court of Calling can't hit anything except for Grist, right? Because all the creatures' activated abilities are off. Like, there's nothing.
Right. And then even Grist doesn't get it done, right? Or Grist does get it done. So that
Yeah, Grist kills it, right?
we're looking for Court of Calling. Exactly. Is that what
Yeah,
it is?
Cord, the second pick your
I don't
poison,
think
maybe
so.
one of these fatal pushes, and in combination with something else. Oh, he has Nurturing Peatland in play, so fatal push is an out as well.
Okay, there we go. So we have an out with that. So pick your poison as well.
Yeah. If I'm being honest with you, I just want to see some more Aaron and Gyaden. That card's stupid.
Yeah, that one's it's kind of where I read it. I'm like, I usually don't think it's gonna be good enough for constructed, but I'm like, this is a card that's good enough for me that I want to play.
Yummy.
But just a spell queller is getting. Or no, that's an Eric and Gyata. There we go. You
Yeah.
called it.
Oh. Is it push time?
Yeah, I would say pick your poison's not an out anymore now that there's a second
Yeah.
flyer in play.
Yeah, that's tough.
Attack, exalted trigger on the stack.
All right, so Young Wolf's going to attack as a 3/4.
I don't get it.
It looks like Robert's going to go ahead and take it.
Oh, maybe Bowmasters?
Yeah, there's another Young Wolf.
Oh, yeah, it's probably Bowmasters.
Well, I think he just played the last card from his hand too. Quentin did, which is the Blooming Marsh.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't.
So everything's face up now.
Because wasn't it just an attack for 3? I'm surprised to see Linvala not blocking.
I think it's just 3, right? Like it's a 1/1 Humble Pendlehaven.
Only creature with fire, right?
Flash and blind.
Oh, flash one.
This one might just hit the ignoble, honestly. I don't really know what else matters. I guess a Young Wolf is as well.
Take a look at the top card. So I guess that was in his.
Oh, I'm sorry. This has to be something. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll block this one.
Away. This deck
Yeah,
is coming now.
Yeah, the upkeep Solitude is kind of hot, honestly.
Yeah.
I might tell
Before the damage?
I'm getting a little overheated over here. You
Yeah.
can't see me, but I'm having to fan myself down watching this blue-white deck.
Me too.
No,
me
sorry,
too.
he's made a lot.
It looks like Quentin's attacking with a whole bunch of 1/1s here. He's got that Pendlehaven at the ready. Trying to get any damage through. So it looks like. There we go. Those are going to trade off. 3 damage is going to get through, 3 damage. So no damage is going to get through here, but then the wolf's going to come back. 2-2. Refusing to put the Linvala into harm's way.
Get it. Like, what could even harm it now? I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I can figure it out.
I think he's just playing super safe.
Yeah, but like.
No, I get it. I think he's just, yeah. One of the spots where like the only way I lose is if something happens to this, and I'm not gonna even like get got by some card I don't know.
Yeah, he's like, he doesn't even want to risk it. But like,
yeah.
that could be one way that you lose the game.
Yeah. Should maybe be attacking with it then if we're not.
Yeah, exactly. If we're not brave enough to block, then it must do something.
Yeah, I mean it's just been an enchantment pretty much this game, but
yeah.
Oh, land is one of the cards in Quentin's hand. Don't know what the other one was. A Twilight Mire? Oh, is this a chord?
Chord, yeah.
Oh my god, I think you found the answer.
Yeah.
Alright. Chord for 3. That's the last card in your hand, Robert.
Tishana's Tidebinder does it. I think that's
Top card of your deck. Yeah.
only real.
Oh, yeah, Quentin might have gotten out of this.
Yeah. The unfortunate part for Quentin is that at this point, the Linvala has just done so much hard lifting of like shutting off these turns from being very profitable. Yeah, it's Tidebinder on top. That was too dirty. Oh.
I just gotta return
Odoara bounce.
Big play for Robert here.
The damage, there's so much damage in play for Quentin.
That's
6
true.
here?
Yeah, looks
like-
like Robert's gonna be down 4, yeah.
Like, not blocking with this Linvala could very well lose him the game.
There you go.
Wait.
He's got the answer to Grist.
Why didn't he do this sooner? He could have got a blocker.
You are okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Containment Priest would have been in play. That would have been in play, yeah.
I think Robert is starting to feel like the pressure a little bit. It seems like he's playing like a little bit quickly.
Yeah, definitely possible. Alright, here comes the Linvala. Yeah, maybe you got a little nervous in the spot we've all been there. This looks like an attack as well. He's gonna try to get this game over with.
Yeah,
An attack in the air for 4. Is Robert? I think Robert is he lower than 10? I don't know if they updated the life totals from last turn.
I think so. I thought he was at 10 last turn and then he took 6 down to 4. Wait, but if he took 6 down to 4, he's just dead. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I think Robert's at 4. Yeah, with no cards in hand. I mean,
On board, he's just dead. Just
well, we assume the top card of the deck is relevant. You know?
true.
I mean, imagine it's Solitude. He has 5 pan up.
I mean, his turn was off turn.
Yeah, I think that's what Quentin's telling himself. He's like, all right, like, would he leave himself just dead on board? Can I even play around it? Because I'm dead in the air next turn. So like, I don't think Quentin can even play around stuff here. Quentin's attacking with everything. So it does look like there is something on top of the deck. Tasha's Tidebind here. All right, so just make the blocks here. So he's going to block something with power every time. Yeah, you gotta get the good blocks in. There we go, Linvala's gotten in. 2 damage is gonna get through. There's still the penalty, but it's only 3. And that's only 3, right? Puts Robert down to 1.
Trade.
The trade's gonna die. There's some lethal damage in the air. No cards left. Looks like Robert's gonna move on to 3-0 here.
No cards.
Yep, looks like that's going to be game, and it looks like Azorius Flash is going to take this one. No, that deck was really sweet. I'm a fan.
I mean, I just think it's sick that, like, Eret and Giada, the fact that you can play the Leyline's Binding off of it, and then as well as the Containment Priest from the sideboard. It's just like there's so much that it can offer for Robert's deck that it just seems like an awesome inclusion.
Yeah, I said you could play spells with flash or flying, so you could
Yeah.
play Leyline of the Guild Pack and dress
Yes.
down off the top of your
The,
deck.
wa-
Like
the
that's
Wandering Emperor.
oh,
Yeah,
you can play Wandering Emperor. Like that's just awesome.
yeah, it's so sick.
All right, looks like this could be the first match of round 4 that we have done here. Let me see if I can get Anu to tell us if we have a backup feature match ready to go. So it looks like he needs just a couple seconds to get set up for the backup feature match, but we are going to have one ready to go. Sounds like we have Jund Creativity versus 5-color humans. No, we're having some blasts from the past here today. I remember. Do you remember in Modern when 5-color humans was like the deck for like what was like a year or two? I remember I played this in a few events myself.
Very solid deck.
Yeah, this hand tastes like 2017 to me.
It really does. I mean, I would say I'm a little bit surprised to see humans, but also like, you know, Fury's banned.
Mm-hmm.
Like the cards that really invalidate the deck, or like some of them are kind of making their way out of the format. I get that, you know, it's a Ren heavy format, it's an Orchestral Masters heavy format, but the thing about these humans decks is the creatures are only small for the first couple turns of the game, and then they just really start to become an issue.
So it looks like Blood Crypt into Thoughtseize here is going to be a painful way to take a card. It's going to put Ricky down to 16 here. It looks like is he taking Dismember? He might be down to. Well, he might have taken 5 here actually. I think it might have been a fetch.
Tenant, Mage.
So there's got to be some creature he's trying to keep alive here over the first few turns, or just to make sure Creativity resolves on turn 4.
Yeah, that's probably my guess as well.
My turn, right? Yeah. Territory.
Unclaimed territory, going to be humans. Going to get this Noble Hierarch into play, so as much mana as possible for Daniel here on his 5-color humans deck. We're back over to Jund Creativity. Play one of those Surveil lands, put a Dwarven Mine into the graveyard, and here's the thing I would consider, Noah. If this is game 1, oh, this is game 2, never mind, he knows what he's up against. I was going to say, I don't know if I would have shown the Dwarven Mine to someone that has a Meddling Mage in their hand.
Yeah.
But it's not going to matter. This is actually game 2, so Daniel is up a game here. There's my good friend, Champion of the Parish. Shout out to Brian Basoko if he's ratably watching this, because he is the Champion of the Parish, but followed up by Lieutenant here is going to go ahead and pump up the entire team. So like you said, they're only small for a very small amount of time. Good old volleys, Lieutenant. I thought I'd seen the last of you.
And a turn, I'll
Yeah, Lightning Bolt's going to take care of that Champion of the Parish while it still can. Back over to Ricky here.
Yeah, I can only imagine that Ricky's hand looks something like either a token creator this turn. Like I would say I'm certain there's a creativity. Oh wait, there's not. I don't get taking the Dismember, I guess, if this is how his hand is really set up. I thought that him taking the Dismember on turn 1 would for sure mean that there was, you know, some sort of combo win. My real guess is that with this Brother's End, he just wants to try and clean up Daniel's board, and decided, yeah, let me just leave you with all the creatures. I don't care how many creatures you have. I'm going to kill them all. As soon as I draw this creativity, I don't want you to be able to profitably interact with it. So I actually like that play.
Yeah, I was going to say, he just took the card that is most likely to be left over after the Brothers End. Yeah, exactly. Really surprised me too. And then now it makes more sense once you've talked about that, like, yeah, if we're going to Brothers It in this whole board, I'd rather just take the card that you're going to actually have left over.
Yep.
Thoughtseize, Dwarven Mine, Bloodstained Mire, and a Lightning.
I think Daniel might be like sniffing this out a little bit. He's like, "This is weird. Like, why
Yeah, it is.
It is, right? Dismember, yeah, and then nothing else is going on here.
Taking 1?
What is Daniel's card in hand? Is that Lauren?
Just exiles it, right?
There's one card that I can't recognize. Oh, he just played it. What is it?
So that one's it's a modal card from what was the
Is it Unsettled
Dungeons and Dragons set or whatever, I think. Yeah, it like destroys an enchantment, if I remember right. You gain life, or you can like exile a card from a graveyard, if I remember right.
What is the card? Extraction
something
Specialist?
cleric. No, that's not extraction specialist. Or unless you're talking about the card that's in his hand. The one that just got played, that one's it's like a modal cleric that you get to choose what it does. I'm blanking on the name right now, honestly.
I'm gonna bitter triumph the value.
Looks pretty sweet.
It's from the
Oh,
there we go.
Dawnbringer
Yeah,
Cleric.
that's it. Oh, it's gain 2 life, destroy target enchantment, or remove a card from a graveyard. There we go. Thank you, Anu.
Anu always looking out.
Yeah. Hey, look, I got most of this right, by the way. I just couldn't remember the name of the card.
Fair.
And a turn crack fetch, go to full speed.
Looks like this one came in this matchup in specific. I guess maybe as a
Can answer Fable.
Fable answer. I can't really think of what else it does here.
He does have Persist in his list as well, by the way. So like
True.
maybe
So
just
some graveyard
snagging
stuff.
one of the creatures out of the graveyard.
I have a surveil.
What did this meddling mage name?
That I didn't get. Can we get a zoom in on that? Is that possible? I think if we go to the hand cam, we might be able to see it.
My guess is that it's just creativity. Meddling mage name.
Yeah, we're trying to get what the meddling mage named. Anu.
Brotherhood's End, 3 damage everything.
Yeah, it was
Creativity.
It seems like it doesn't really matter. Yeah, the Brother's End coming down,
That's not
basically
exile, no.
as we thought was going to
Pass
happen.
turn over.
Daniel not looking too pleased with that.
Well, then we left feeling good, I guess.
Yeah, more mana from Daniel
Sure.
here, and that's going to lead into.
This is
Whew.
academical.
That's Adeline, one of the only big plays he could have left in his deck too. This one actually has four toughness as well, so this gets around Bolt and some of these other things as well. Uh-oh. There's a Persist in Ricky's hand.
The reunion was a perfect draw.
Did he not hit a Mana Source? I don't think he hit a Mana Source to be able to do the
used
Persist
it
here,
all. I
so
kept the
Daniel's going to be able to
heavy
make a
removal
creature
hand.
here, and it's going to play around that just a little bit.
Holy work.
And you're still going to be able to get an Archon.
No,
in
not
play.
everything. This is the problem card now.
Yeah.
I want to draw creativity now.
As Ricky just said, this card is going to become a problem now. Yeah. There's a Horizon Canopy in play as well, so maybe a card can get cashed in for Daniel here. So you might want to do that main phase 1.
Another 3-drop.
Or play the creature. Yeah. This isn't a Mantis Rider, is it? Okay. Oh, there we go. Warren's going to go ahead and take care of that enchantment.
Take 4.
10?
This deck's
Yep.
4 here.
I don't look quite
Ricky
good here.
down to
It has
low
vigilance, no?
I think she does. I don't think it's going to matter.
Great persist.
This is going to take care of the token, gain some life.
So you're gonna
Yeah, I
lose
don't
3.
think Daniel has very many answers for this.
I'm gonna gain 3.
No, I think this is going to be in a real rough spot for Daniel.
Draw a card and then you discard. Yep. Yeah. Play this. I'm gonna thought seize myself. Put Archon in there.
All right, so here's a cool play. Ricky's going to go ahead and Thought Seize himself. He still loses 2 life here, Ricky, but he has another Persist in his hand. So this puts the... actually, I think he's supposed to reveal his hand to Daniel. I'm not sure how that works, unless it says look. I don't know if it says target player reveals their hand, but when you're making that play, I think Daniel knows what's up. I don't think he revealed the card from Thought Seize. I think you're supposed to do that there, but... I think it's going to be the end of the world. We'll see if it even matters.
I doubt it will matter. It doesn't seem like too much matters this game. Ricky kind of low, though?
Yeah, he's hit a low, but he's going to have multiple Archons in play this next turn, and I guess Daniel can he attack? So if he plays a creature here, it'll pump the Adeline by 2 here, because I think it's Lieutenant. Then Adeline makes another creature when it attacks, so she can actually attack here and raid for the Archon, right? Then what happens if you attack with both? I think that's what Daniel's thinking here. You know, do I just give him the good block here? But then, if you lose creatures as well too, it makes the Archons better, and you're about to get hit by a second Archon. I think Daniel might just be in the squeeze. I don't know if he can get out of this.
I need you to make a play, sorry. Yep.
land picked up by Daniel here. Comes the Thalia's Lieutenant. So Adeline can attack for 5 here.
Combat.
No? Because it's Ian?
Well, the,
Or it would trade, it would trade.
yeah, I was gonna say it trades. That's what I'm saying. Since Adeline has 5 power now, it would trade. Yeah.
So it's a 5/5.
5-4. Oh yeah, 5-5.
Actually, it's quite good.
Yeah, I was gonna say this allows Daniel to attack. Yeah.
And like Daniel could like end of turn use Laura in here, like
6, right?
kind of get some more
Oh,
stuff
I'm
going.
sorry. This has to attack, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'll block this with the arm.
Alright,
Alright.
you take 5.
Yeah.
So you are on 6, right?
Yeah, that was huge.
Yeah. Ricky down to 6.
Okay.
Has a persist in his hand for the second Archon that's in the graveyard and
combat
has this
trigger.
Archon in play as well. So.
lose
Wait,
3.
is second
Go ahead and
persist?
attack. Yeah, that's why he thought he himself last turn. His last card was persist.
Play a persist on the other Archon. Trigger again.
Wait, why didn't
Gain 3
what
more.
did, what did Daniel sack to the first Archon?
Lose 3.
Yeah, I don't.
So
Draw
draw
another
15,
card.
sack 2.
Yeah, he just said I have to sack 2. Yeah. He just kind of like went through it all. I'll say so he sacrifices 2 here. Can he even win? It looks like he's gonna sacrifice these 2, leave Adeline, but then what top deck can you have here?
Dwarven Mine.
And also Dwarven Mine's gonna make a 1/1 here. That's actually really huge.
Yeah, I don't think there's any top decks.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I take.
and
I
you're
was thinking
taking
it's like if
5.
he has like what is it, Brutal Cathar off
You're
the
out.
top. I don't think that even gets it done.
Yeah.
And in reflector says me.
And that's going to lead us into game 3 here between these 2 players. And more important, Daniel, the 5-color Humans player, is going to be able to play here this game, and that's where his deck wants to be.
Yeah, totally. I mean, this matchup in general seems like just one of those matchups we've been talking about, like, aggro deck against mid-range deck. Like, the mid-range deck is going to be doing super powerful stuff as the game goes on. The first couple turns of the game are really what's going to define the game. Like, getting low to the ground here for Daniel is all that matters. And then Ricky not having something like the Brothers Enders. I think that was, like, really the pivotal, like, turn of game 1. Because, like, it's not like Daniel's draw was horrible or anything like it's going on, but Ricky being able to keep the creatures kind of under bay, Thoughtseize away the Dismember so that his actually ended up irrelevant, right? His Archon's only a 5/5, so the Dismember being in Daniel's hand would have been just a super, super good card. I think what's really going to come down to is if Ricky will be able to answer these creatures.
Yeah, I think all the pressures are on you for sure. Like I said, but that's like what Daniel's trying to do. That's like what the point of his deck is in going first. Ricky consulting this opening hand here. So he's going to put 1 back, going down to 6. A Terra Sunder, I think I said a Terra Sunder, a Lightning Bolt, some lands, and I think that's a Planeswalker. So Thoughtseize, so it's written 6. So he's putting back 2 here. So 2 lands. All right, so 2 lands, written 6, Terra Sunder, and a Lightning Bolt. See an Aether Vial on Daniel's side here as well, along with Noble Hierarch.
Yeah, don't get it twisted. The OG.
The OG,
deck
yeah.
is
Also,
out.
Silent Clearing here as well, so he's going to be taking damage for the rest of the game every time he taps a land here.
Yeah, German Silent Clearing definitely.
The paper saying humans is gone.
Oh, someone drew a
Yep.
cavern. If I had to guess.
I figured you weren't
Like
naming
Human
goblins.
Goody named here.
Modern 20K
He's like, no, Goblin.
Harley Marlstein and Arlen Pan.
He's going to do a lot of damage to all this game. Hands out.
The Mariner really good here.
Yep. And all your stuff, 1, right?
Yep. really going to slow down Ricky's development. Or just like his ability to keep Daniel's board under wraps.
Ricky going to go ahead and get one of those surveil lands we've been talking about all day long. These are,
I have a surveil.
these would be modern pretty often. The fact that you can fetch these is pretty great for modern. It gives you a lot of agency with your fetch lands. A lot of cool things going on with these. So it looks like he's going to go ahead and get a little bit of. I was gonna say that's a really, really good surveil in the past. Did he draw persist? I thought I saw a black card come off the top.
Not like this.
That would be absurd because I don't think he had either one of these two. If he has persist here, all right, he's taking two.
I think it might be a Bowmasters.
It is just wow. He didn't have either one of these cards in his hand. That was an amazing couple of cards right off the top. Holy cow! Ricky Tovar, take a bow.
That is just for creatures, right? Okay. Nothing. Sounds good. I apologize.
Yeah, no problem.
Alright.
Okay, does this give you ward as well? Can he like not target here or something? What just happened?
I think so. Yeah. I think that's exactly what happened.
Yeah. Okay.
It's been a while since I've seen the Mariner in play.
All right.
That's cool. I didn't know that worked that way.
Yeah.
Whenever you or a permanent you control becomes a target of spell ability and opponent controls counter it unless they pay 1. Yep.
So it gives you and your stuff ward. Okay. And that dismember.
Wow.
We might have chalked this in a little too early.
Wow. Like, I just.
Go to 10.
It's just hard to believe this is like a realistic game that just happened. Like Ricky just spiking like stone perfects essentially, and then Daniel being like, no, like my Mariner shuts it off, and then I have like this member exactly. So, well, into Lieutenant as well.
So
it's
attack
just
for
so strong.
Attack for 4 here. You also got to exile Ricky's graveyard, so no more shenanigans that this turn as well. And no, I don't know if I've ever seen a game turn around so fast in 2 turns. I have whiplash.
Yeah, that's absolutely. And now, like, Daniel has persist just based off the fact that the graveyard is gone.
Also, it's only target card for a graveyard. It doesn't get all of them, but I don't think we can fix that.
Oh, that's okay.
It would have just gotten the Archon,
which is what mattered. So
yeah. Maybe I'll get Anu to let them know after the game that this card only gets 1 card and not the entire graveyard, so this doesn't come up again for Daniel. So, all right, the Mariner's dead now, so things can be targeted and not have to pay the 1. We don't have the commander tax go on. Chamber of the Parish, going to pump this a little bit more. Attack for 6 the hard way.
I take 1, go to 12.
He's going to go ahead and fetch here. I'm assuming getting another one of those lands that surveils. Oh, just going to go ahead and get a mountain here. Maybe he's got a remove spell. Lightning bolt left over in his hand.
I'm gonna bolt the Lieutenant.
Yeah, looks like the Lieutenant's going to get bolted down here, the one that can get bigger. It's huge for Ricky here to be able to take care of that and take just a little bit less damage here. 4 is going to give him a full another turn this game.
3, right?
Or 3, I'm sorry, not 4.
Yeah, so 3. I'm at 9.
I think everyone's doing a little bit of math. Figure that one out.
Yeah, There's so many things that are pumped and everything. I think
Exactly.
a bunch of us messed that up.
Exactly.
I still have whiplash from turn 2 of this game.
Yeah, I mean, this game was wild. If Daniel's able to pull off this game, then that just goes to show the power of these humans and that they're not to slept on in
Round 6.
Modern.
There's Ren's and take care of the champion of the parish.
It does seem quite good here.
The graveyard being exiled is kind of relevant here now.
Yeah, now there are no being lands. Oh no.
Yeah. I mean, there's a chance he just kills the red and the 6 here, but
Yeah.
maybe not. You know what I mean? Ricky's at 9. You attack for 3 here, put him at 6, depending on what your play is behind this.
Luckily, there's another fetch land in there anyway, so
Okay. So there's a land there, thankfully. Okay.
yeah. We're dodging the relevance.
I mean, you should have more options. I don't think either one of them was a dwarven mine, which is like what it would really matter.
Yeah.
Like if one of them was dwarven mine, then that would be like kind of.
Runs that, I take 1 with 8.
Yeah. All right. So red and 6 down, 2 damage through. And it looks like it's a pass from Daniels. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a nothing in his hand. He does still have Aether Vial on 2 in play, so possibility still there to play something. But you can see Ricky's body language changing up just a little bit. He feels like he's maybe in this game again. I think I see a Brotherhood end in his hand.
Really? That is.
Yeah, I think I see Brotherhood end, Seiju, and something. Are we about to get really greedy with this? It looks like maybe.
I mean, it's just not a very good board to Brotherhood's end. Like, I understand where Ricky is coming from as far as like being hesitant to want to deploy something like a Brotherhood's end on a board with 3 power on it. It's like not the greatest, but
I was like, if there was a Thology Lieutenant in the hand there, it would have been brutal, though.
wait, Satoru was a human as well.
What's that? What'd you say?
I didn't realize that Satoru wasn't a human as well.
Okay.
So he's playing 4 Satorus in this deck, obviously, because with Aether Vial, it's just free value.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know that. And the blue-black is so easy to cast in this deck. You know,
Exactly. It's like
so many lands to tap for every color.
Yeah, one thing that makes me a little bit sad is not seeing the inclusion of Mantis Rider in this build. Like, Mantis Rider is just like...
That is sacrilege.
Yeah, exactly. Like, where do they go? Like, no Mantis Riders and one... Ooh, Norn the Wary? That's so hot with Satoru.
Well, that's actually a little bit of a combo, yeah.
A little?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Jeez.
Right. Bitter Reunion here. Gonna pitch. Draw 2. Do we have another persist? Or we're just looking for the mana?
So I see Brotherhood's End, Creativity, maybe a land. He didn't play land this turn though, did he?
No land.
Oh,
Looks
wow,
like
just
the
no lands.
Wile's gonna go up to 3 here. There's a Reflector Mage in Daniel's hand. Other than that, I think it's lands. So attack for 4 to Ricky. I'm sorry, for 3. So we'll put Ricky to 2. And now the Reflector Mage is
I'm
lethal.
sorry, I'm at 2.
Yeah, because what, Ricky's just going to Brotherhood's End, and then we're just going to flash in a Reflector Mage and
Or if you put in
a creature, just get...
Yeah, you can put a creature in and then you can bounce it. Yeah, there's a couple different ways here. This game is tense. He's down to 1 here. Okay, so it looks like he's not going to Brotherhood's End here because he's Dwarven Mining to get a 1/1.
Probably a little bit better to just try to get activity resolved here. I guess, well, we're just going to bounce the token and it's GG.
Trick Creativity for 1.
Bounce the token in response. Yep, that's going to be the game. And Daniel with the win. No, what a game. I literally have whiplash.
I mean,
Win through.
come on. Come on.
That might have been the best game I've seen in a while.
Just straight up surveil into monster in the graveyard and to draw, something to bring it back. It's like...
And then the dismember and...
Well, and the Mariner countering the trigger, I don't think anyone was really ready for that one, except for maybe Daniel. Like, Daniel was like, yeah.
Daniel knows how his cards work. He was like, yeah, this doesn't work.
Pay 1, please. Yeah.
Did you
Which
pay
is
the one? Exactly. I
quite
didn't think we'd be
wild.
hearing that today, but we did.
Yeah, pretty sweet. Yeah, I really like Daniel's build. I mean, looking at the build, not seeing any Mana Striders, making me a little bit sad. Loving the Norin combo with Satoru. Just Satoru in general in an Aether Vial deck. 3 Pyre of Heroes as well. Those are going like max value in this humans build. So really interesting stuff.
Yep, and I think that's going to do it for round 4 here today, which means I think that's going to do it for you and I, Noah, and means I think we're going to have Jerry Thompson and Nile River come in the booth. Let me get that confirmed. That's right, Anu? Yep, that sounds like that's what's going to happen. So we're going to take a really short break here. Y'all are going to play some Mortal, and Noah and I are going to get out of here, and y'all are going to get 2 amazing commentators to come in and take our place. Enjoy the rest of the day and watch some more Magic.